What up, though? What up, though? What up, though, everybody? And welcome to the Retired Hood Rat Podcast. It is your host and your favorite retired hood rat. It's your girl, comedian T Barb in the building. Let me give myself my own applause. That's me. That's me, Auntie Barb. And of course, we have an amazing show for you as we do each and every Monday live on YouTube and Thursday on all platforms. So make sure you go find the Retired Hood Rap podcast on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music, so you can stay tapped in with us. Today, we have two of America's funniest in the building. First, we got my home girl all the way from Detroit by way of LA, Keysha E, y'all.
What's up? What up, dope?
We also have the funny, the incredible, newly dubbed playwright actor,
Come on now.
Kevin Johnson in the building.
A thespian, if you will.
There
I'm
is
an actor. I'm real Hollywood now, you know what I'm saying? Even though I ain't been out there. I'm just a different guy now. I'm Broadway. That's what I should be. I'm Broadway right now.
okay. Come through, SAG eligibility.
We after it. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get these checks.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So, of course, today we have an interesting topic. I want to know from performers and maybe from our guests. So, don't forget, if you're watching live on YouTube, you can leave your comments. We will tap in with you. Are entertainers more successful when they leave home? Why or why not? Let's get into it. We're going to talk about it. But, of course, we start the show with our hood rat word of the day. That's my chance to be the Ayala of the ghetto. Because I'm deep, y'all. I'm deep. And then also our hood rat player before we get into our guest. And today I really wanted to talk about the power of the mind. And why I say that is because I see so many people not feeling good about themselves or feeling down on themselves and wondering why nothing positive is happening to them. One of the reasons nothing positive is happening to people with negative mindsets is that you're putting that negative energy out into the air. So that's what you're getting back. Okay. I know it is hard to think positive. It is extremely hard. It's hard for me to think positive, but I have to realize that what I put into the universe is what I get back. So the people that are doing well in their careers, we ghetto, so let's talk about the rappers, right? So everybody want a city girl this, or why did such and such make it and the other person didn't make it, or why Kevin Hart who he is, or why Tiffany Haddish who she is, or why is Jerry Seinfeld who he is. I'm pretty sure they all believed that that's what they were. So once you believe, I'm not talking about all the fake stuff. I'm not talking about maybe. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about once you believe. Some people take it as arrogance. Some people just take it as confidence. Once you're confident in who you are and what you can accomplish, the universe will then reward you with what you feel and what you believe. So that's why it's so important for every day, all day. If it's something that you want to do, to set your mind to, I can do it every day. Even on a day where you don't feel that good. That's when you take a deep breath, you realign, and you go back after it. Because as long as you feel like you can't do it, it'll never be done. If you feel like, nah, I'm not supposed to have this type of husband or wife. Nah, I'm never going to get married. Nah, I'm never going to make this money. I'll never get the promotion that I want at work. I'll never have great friends. Then guess what? You probably won't get the promotion. You probably will always be single, chasing after Ray Ray now. Because Ray Ray ain't shit. We know he ain't. Just based on the name. So if you meet somebody named Ray Ray, just leave immediately. I'm sorry. I'm hating on all the Ray Rays and Poo Poos. If it's Ray Ray and Poo Poo, get the fuck on.
It's a double name, yeah. Double name,
yeah. Double name mean ain't shit. Pizza. That's why Little Caesars like.
Riri, no.
Don't say Riri. Riri good.
No, yeah, right.
At this age, I need a government.
A whole government. Oh, you meet a guy. I met a guy too. He talking about West. West what? He talking about who you the feds. Obviously, you running from them, so I don't need you. But the point being is that you have to set your mindset to what you can do. And once you set your mind to that, the universe will respond. Now, I'm not talking about you just laying in the bed Eating 4 Whoppers saying you want to be in shape. That ain't the way this shit work, okay? It's still faith without works is dead. But once you set your mind to something, you have to believe that it can happen. It's so many people I feel like they pray for things that they don't even believe gonna happen. They just talking the talk. I think I'm gonna get this, but they not sure. You're praying for something that you don't even think you should have. So why do you think the next person gonna give you something you don't even think you should have? Or should you adjust your mind and say, this is for me, I'm meant to have this, and watch how the universe responds. So the hood rat word of the day, believe in yourself and stop praying for things that you don't believe in. It's a waste of a prayer. You might as well, if you don't believe it, then you might as well just find you something else. Don't keep praying for that. Okay? And stop praying for stuff that ain't supposed to be for yours. Because you can't be praying for somebody to leave their husband or their wife. Right. That's not a good prayer.
Oh, wow.
People be doing that.
She giving a message today, man. I didn't know I was going to get this.
Oh, you ain't know I was pastor? I was associate pastor at the Church of Joy Road. I am here for it. No, and I'm just being serious because at the end of the day, I meet so many people and they're like, I want to do this, but I don't think I can. I hear this often. I see you do this. I could never do that. Well, the truth of the matter is, if I can do it, you definitely can do it. There's nothing, and I don't, because people read into things too much. When I say this, we all are special. But what I mean is that when I say there's nothing special about this person that makes you not special, I'm probably saying that wrong as hell. That's where the hood rat part come in. I'm saying that wrong as hell.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, she get it. Okay, so if I get 50% of the people.
I see where you're going.
Yeah, I'm going. Well, yeah. If this person can do it, you can too. Yeah. If the only difference is they believe that they could and you believe that you can't. So as long as you believe that you can't, you won't. So make sure that you believe in you. Okay, let me give myself some air horns. Let me tell you.
Everybody get the same 24 hours, man. What you gonna do with it?
What you gonna do with it? And Ronnie said I overuse. Shout out to Ronnie Chanel, comedian in Detroit. She said I overuse the sound effects. So
what up, Ronnie?
She said I shouldn't be engineering my own show because I overused. She said I was using the wrong stuff. So it does happen.
It's like you're about to drop a hot 16 bars right there.
So listen, if you hear the wrong sound effect, yes, don't be like nothing. Okay, because they just come out. That's how it happened. And that was our word of the day. It is time for our hood rap prayer before we get into our amazing guests that we have for this next hour. Listen, the prayer is not about Jehovah, Jesus, Hishnu, that cow. That cow. It's not even about that cow. Because in India, they love that cow. It is about, because I don't eat cows neither. So it is about just putting out some positivity into the universe, okay? I'm going to say God, but if you want to say you, because it's 5%ers that pray to themselves, that is fine. And then bow your head, but if you driving, do not bow your head, because Insurance High in Michigan, and I don't want nobody to say that they crashed their car because they was listening to this podcast. Okay, so bow. We're going to bow our head. Jesus. Thank you, God, today for bringing us an amazing day. We are thankful, and because we understand through gratitude, that's what makes things happen. God, I just ask that you touch someone's heart and give them the confidence, give them the know-all, give them the knowledge to accomplish the goals that they want. Give somebody a heart full of courage so that they may accomplish their goals and do what they need to do. God, we know that it's hard out here, but we know if we lean to you, that you will make things happen, God. So I just ask that someone who is listening, who may be down, someone who is listening, who may not feel good about themselves, someone who is listening, who is in a rut, who needs that extra boost, that you just put it in their heart, that they can do it, they shall do it. Let them know that they are special and they can accomplish anything that you put in their mind, because that's the reason that you put it in their mind, because you believe that they can accomplish it. So let's let them believe. In your name, we pray. Amen. Listen to that. Hold on. Give it. That was the wrong one. That's the wrong one. The heart.
He just breathed life into these people out here. That's what the heartbeat was.
That's what it is. Shout out to James Sullivan, who is leaving all type of comments that don't mean nothing, but they left a bunch of them, so we appreciate you.
Whatever things is drinking, whatever you're drinking, that's our sponsorship.
It is time for our guests. So we'll go with ladies first. So we have Miss Keysha E in the building.
What up, though?
So Keysha, tell the people who you is and something about you.
I am actress and media Keysha E. I am originally from Detroit. I will always forever be from Detroit, but I live in LA. So people, when you've been there for so long, they're like, "Oh, you from LA?" Like, no, I'm like, I'm from.
Come on.
That's it. I'm actress and media.
We'll get more off
I
into
used
it.
to be an engineer, but
You was a little engineer, so you was getting a nice little bag.
yeah, my parents are still very upset about that. But here I am. So yeah, that's
What kind of engineer?
Computer engineer.
Oh, you was getting the real money.
I originally went to school for that, and I decided to move. I moved to LA maybe like 10, 11 years. Started acting. Somebody dared me to do comedy, and I'm the type of person. If you dare me to do something where I won't get pregnant or die, it's like, why not? Why not? So I did it, and then it just became a thing. I've been doing comedy now for about 5 years. Yeah, commercial work. I've been in a few shows, movies, comedy stuff. I just did the Netflix festival.
Oh, hold on.
I
got some air horns for you.
I had a show on Kept on Stage streaming services. My season 2 is coming out. Black Card off Broadway. Yeah, that's it. It'd be hard to talk about yourself. Like,
well, today is all about you, girl.
I don't know nothing else to do. Like 9 things.
You know,
just
but
like
let me
dope.
stop because you're talking about yourself.
I mean, man, look, get your flowers right now. You know what I'm saying? You deserve them. You work hard for it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So we gonna pass over to him. So obviously we know we get a hell of an introduction from this one. It is Kevin Johnson, also known as this Kev. I know we transitioning out of that, but we want him to know the reference. Tell him a little bit about yourself, Mr. Johnson.
I also am a born and raised Detroiter, East Side. East Side. You know what I'm saying? Off of there. I mean, 48224. You don't even know the streets, baby. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. But I've been doing comedy now for 10 years, so I'm super happy and super excited. I just got in my first. I just got into the acting world. This is my first play. Shout out to Danita Barney and the play called A Dream for Mama. Oh yeah, that's you the black play name. It's a dream for mama.
Mama, you know I love you.
Oh man, but it was an amazing place, an amazing experience. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it kind of makes it like the acting world and stand-up comedy together because they gave me enough freedom to be myself and improvise. So it's been a blast, man. So I'm having a good time, man. I'm very excited. I do got a show with Ronnie coming up, or am I doing shows now? Or we do that later on.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, because you said Ronnie was on there, man. We got a show on Wednesday, tomorrow. Is that tomorrow? Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Okay, so make sure the people know listening on Thursday that it's the day before.
Oh yeah. All right, if you caught this on Thursday, then you missed out. You know what I'm saying? But me, Ronnie Snell, and Josh Adams, it's gonna be a good time. We're gonna make y'all laugh, crack y'all ribs, man. Come on out. It's a free show too. Like it'd be some dope shows for free in Detroit. People just do not know. If you're not coming out to see this comedy, man, you ain't catching these laughs. Something wrong with you.
You show me, and shout out to Miss Joyce in the house. She just left a comment. Hey Joyce, we see you. Okay, let's give her some air horns. I'm on it. Whatever, Kevin. Okay, so question. I know that we went over everything with you guys. So Keysha, you were talking a little bit about transitioning to LA. Mm-hmm. What made you move out to LA?
I originally moved to LA for acting. So I was like, one, when I was younger, I used to always say move to California. I think because I hate the cold weather.
What?
Like I love Detroit, but I hate the weather. It's like,
I hate the
why?
weather.
I used to ask my grandparents all the time, like I get it, my nigga, but why did y'all come here?
Y'all still here for family and stuff like that? I need all 4 seasons. I love having all
I
4 seasons.
You give me 2. You can give me fall. You can give me summer.
Uh.
Spring. Well, it's just raining. We don't need that. Winter. No. So I always was like, I want to move to California just because I wanted to move to warmer weather. And then with acting, I just felt like that would be positioning myself, put myself in the best position. So I was just laying in bed one day and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was probably like 24. I was like, the rest of my life? No. And I was like, I'm going to move to California. Like 3 months later, I just moved. I was like, save up some money. Yeah.
And how long ago was that again?
That was, so I originally moved out there in 2007. And then I stayed for like less than a year, right? Because I was like, I'm working my field and I'm audition and act. And then I realized you can't do that, right? You can't work a 9 to 5 and audition during the day. You can't meet with agents that want to meet during the day.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do nothing on your lunch break. The traffic is insane. So I ended up quitting my job and I was like, the struggle is real.
It's hard being an artist, man. Like,
yeah, I wasn't prepared. I was like, I was gonna make my story up, but I ain't gotta do this. I'm going back home, right? So I came back home, and then what was supposed to be for like maybe 6 months, just kind of regrouped and figured out. I ended up staying for about like 3 years to 2011, but I was like, I'm coming back. I was like, I just gotta figure out a better plan. I gotta save up some more money. I gotta really go hard because I was also kind of bullshit in LA. When you first get to LA, you got to LA,
You got to LA, okay.
Yeah, I'm at all the day party. I was like, that was talking about toxic. I'm in there. Like, and so then I came back, and so basically I've been there since 2011.
Okay, and didn't come back this time. Give it up for that air horns, y'all. Air horns, y'all. So, Kev, you've been in the game 10 years, you say, and your whole career has been in Detroit.
Well, no. Actually, when I started comedy, I was on the west side of the state. I was in Grand Rapids.
Okay.
And started off with Sunday Night Funnies. I was there for like maybe 3 years, and that that's why I kind of learned more of the mainstream side of comedy. And it was like when I came back to Detroit, the first person I went to a room, Josh Adams was hosting on 6 Mile. He was the first person I came back to the room with. And that's when I got a real education in that it's a different style of comedy in the urban settings. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it was almost like a rebaptismal.
Okay.
I was like, I've been doing pretty good, traveling and stuff like that with the other side of comedy, but be doing this stuff here, and I'm like, I'm funny.
What did you say? Do it again. Do that part again.
But I'm funny. And that don't work, man. And there's some people who just want to hear you kind of really be yourself on stage and just kind of talk about random stuff. I mean, that's kind of what I've learned more just in the urban settings, like being in Detroit more. And so you can do your material, and they don't mind. They'll listen to your material. They just want to hear you be funny. You be you, whoever you are. Talk about whatever.
Okay, so you said there was a difference between the urban and the mainstream.
All right.
As far as from being an artist or a comedian, what would you say the difference is?
I would say on the mainstream side, it's almost like they want to hear your writing, your material. That's what they want to hear. That kind of entertainment. It's almost a mindset of, all right then, what is he going to say? But like if you go to like a lot of the urban comedy spots, it's like you gotta say some kind of crazy stuff that's wild. Mike Larry was telling me, it was like, man, I don't know if y'all know who Mike Larry is. But
he was supposed to be on the show today.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Larry. Wasn't feeling well.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Larry. He has a comedy special coming up too on July 30th.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be in the building. But he was like, man, sometimes you just gotta talk about crazy stuff, man. You gotta talk about jumping out the window and an omelet sliding on your face.
So that's Mike Larry impersonation.
I'm like, what? Yeah, you landing some flip flops at your head. I'm like, what would I talk about? But he's very good at just talking about off the cuff stuff, and making it super funny. So you learn that side. I figure I go on both sides and get checks. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'll chase a check wherever it is. And a lot of comedians. There's some comedians who do only urban stuff, and they just missing money on the other side.
I think
They intimidated. You can go ahead, Keisha.
I was gonna say I think urban rooms make you stronger. Cause niggas are fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
You go do some shit like in LA, you go maybe like a Flappers, oh, you'll get all the laughs, right? Why people they laugh? They
Yeah.
it's so funny.
Come on.
Take your ass to the J spot in Inglewood. And you know niggas be like,
Man, fuck you.
well, you know what I mean? Or you get a laugh, or you know your material is funny, right? You a funny person, you good. But what's next?
Right, yeah.
What's next? Okay, bitch, make you laugh again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Next.
you know what I mean? Like I feel like it makes
That was
you
kind of funny.
tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stronger.
I definitely agree. And I think that a lot of Black comics are intimidated by by mainstream rooms, even though the thought is that it's easier. Would you all say that?
I think some people. I realized this in the beginning, and I can't remember who it was. A comedian who told me like, you got to do your shit. It don't matter who in that room.
Right.
I think that I was so worried about, are they going to understand? Are they going to get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go in a room and it's full of white people, or one time I had this Asian lady come to me, older Asian lady. I was like, what are you doing here? Oh my God, you just played that joke you did about juvenile. I was like, what? And I think that the thought is like, oh, they're not going to understand my material. I got to break it down, or I got to,
Right.
that kind of a thing. And that might be a reason why some people are intimidated. And I realized like, no, you got to just do your shit. They're going to either come up to where you at, you know what I mean? They're going to understand, or if they don't, that's not your business. You know what I mean? That's for them to figure out. They can Google that shit later on. But,
And what up though? Shout out to Anna Wants a Baby. That's my homeboy. Do all type of DoorDash skits, all type of stuff. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with him. Go follow him. Got 1 million followers on TikTok already, so he don't need my help. But I'm still gonna throw the shout out there. You know what I'm saying? We just went viral with a DoorDash video. But I think that it's the lack of understanding each other. So for whatever reason, we feel like mainstream rooms don't have the same issues that we do, but they do. Everybody knows a drug addict. Everybody eats food. Everybody dates somebody. You know what I mean?
Not all them white people have the same lives. You know what I'm saying? There's some white people who live in Warren and the damn trailer parks, and some people who live in Bloomfield Hills. They all come in there to here. Like I feel like it's more about your perspective. I mean, you don't have to agree with me, but you're gonna understand my perspective, and I'm gonna make it funny to you. You know what I'm saying? So. I mean, it's almost a spoonful of sugar. It's almost like whether you agree or not, I'm gonna give you this with a spoonful of sugar to make you laugh about it. You know what I'm saying?
And one thing about it too, I think that's a because I'm gonna ask y'all about this. Something my lawyer is always saying is that every culture has a strong point. So if you think about the Jewish culture, they're known for money, right? If you think about Asians, sometimes they're known for martial arts or different roots and healing. I'm for real, and I'm not gonna say Chinese.
Because in my head I'm like math too, and I'm like and I was like
math too.
I'm like
nails. Okay, okay. Asians known for nails. We ain't even because we don't get. Listen, I didn't say that on TikTok, but they do some hell of a nails and feet too. But each culture is just known for something, and I think with them, you know, they're creative. They're creative. Black people are talented. We have a lot of creativity. That's natural. We have natural athletic ability, and we always want to say, that we don't want to be known for that, but that's our strong suit.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong. So it seems like no matter what we do, entertainment wise, we dominate.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Is that a stereotype that you want as an entertainer, or do you think it's a stereotype that you'd rather not have? Especially you, Keysha, coming with the engineering background and still being an entertainer.
That's a tough question. I'm kind of 50-50 on it because one, I feel like I don't necessarily like the stereotype of like, oh, Black people can only be athletes or entertainers to be successful, right? And at the same time, I'm A-okay with the entertainers and athletes who are successful. Like, I think that that's still an industry, that's still a craft, that's still a profession that you have to master, that's still a talent that you own, and you still doing your shit, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of 50-50 on it because it's like, Black people aren't monolithic. We're not only entertainers. Yes, we're great entertainers, but there's other things we can do too. So I think that when other people or other cultures try to put us in this box of this is all they can do, or you see somebody that's successful and you're like, oh, does he play basketball? Does he play football?
Right.
I don't like that idea, you know. But I also don't think it's a diss towards entertainers who are extremely talented and extremely successful at the same time. So I'm kind of in the middle on it. Like my feelings is kind of, because I've had things like even just in my industry that I went to school for, I remember I had I'm gonna say audition. I had an interview at I've been doing this too long.
Right.
I had an interview at Wayne County Department of Technology, and when I got there, they were like, "Oh, you're interviewing for the receptionist position."
Wow.
It's like no shade to receptionists, but why did you make that assumption? You know
Right.
So it's like I don't like the fact that oftentimes we're placed in this box that we can only do these one thing and be successful in this one area here. When we are successful in all areas.
Yeah.
So, but that is a strong suit. We are naturally athletic, and I don't think we should dumb that down or not be
We don't have to shy away from it. Yeah.
Don't not be proud of the fact that we are naturally, but we're also we're naturally athletic and we're also smart. We can be an athlete and we can also be an architect. Like I think that's the beauty too of Black people is that we are so versatile. Like even though, particularly here in America, it was set up so that we could be nothing, so that we achieved nothing. And we not only overcame those barriers, and even though we have to again I hate the whole work twice as hard, like it's stupid, but that's the truth of the matter. And then we are still able to meet all of these amazing things wrapped inside of that. You have athletes who are also doctors, who also went to school. You know what I mean? And so it's like I love that part of it too. So it's like I want both sides to shine.
Yeah, and it's crazy you say that because my cousin was an accountant. She said it was boring and went back to school to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
And so she's both. But Kev, I wonder from your perspective, how do you feel? Because I know that you were working a 9 to 5 and you quit that job to pursue your dreams.
Right.
So shout out to you. Let me give you a sound effect.
Which one?
I was gonna do that. That don't got nothing to do with it. So we're gonna go with the applause.
I feel like doing the 80s rock kick from I don't know what's going on there. What was the question again?
Okay, you kind of had. You ain't bring me no edible. I don't want to hear about nobody being high. And I'm not high. But anyway, that sounds. Delete that part. Question: you quit your job to be an entertainer.
Okay.
Let me make this a 2-part. Would you suggest, because you both of you guys actually did that, would you all suggest that a person quit their job to pursue entertainment, and how has that been for you since you quit your job?
Well, I guess like this, it's per person, man, because especially if you just starting doing the comedy and stuff like that, you probably don't have that passion for it yet, because it becomes kind of consuming. At least in my case, that's what happened. It was like before it was, I like doing this, I made a little money here, it was kind of like a hobby every once in a while. But then, at some point, it became a desire where it's like, no, this is all I want to do, and that's where, like you said, you quit your job because it's like, all right, now it's getting in the way of other opportunities. And there was another comedian who said something to a friend of mine, but it kind of made sense because I've been working for T-Mobile for over a decade. You know what I'm saying? So who knows how many hundreds of thousands of dollars to help them make. And then a comedian was like, well, how much do you think you would make if you put those same 40 hours into yourself every week? And then that kind of made sense, because then you start looking at, all right, after T-Mobile, after you go to your work those 40 hours, you could hit a comedy club, but how much time have you spent writing? How much time have you spent posting everything up on social media? You know what I'm saying? Making yourself up, making those connections, networking. And if you're working 40 hours every week for this place, you can't really get on the road to do it. So, I would say it's based upon your passion. Once you get to that point where it's like, now you want to do this and you're sure at that point, then you bet on yourself, But until then, keep your job because you got bills. You don't want to be homeless and then not really into doing comedy. That doesn't make sense. So, yeah, it starts off as a struggle. It starts off as a struggle, man.
Yeah.
But that's like I said. This is something that I feel like with comedy. When I first started, I did comedy all the time for free.
All the time
for free. Eventually, I'm going to get paid more than I would ever dream to do the same thing I was doing for free. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're going to do it, don't really worry about the money. Worry about perfecting your craft, and all that stuff will come. And that's kind of cliche. I know everybody kind of says that, but you got to tell yourself shit to get through that first.
Hold on, let me help you.
We tell ourselves.
I heard me
That's how scary it is. When I was, that's what I heard when I walked out that day on T-Mobile. It was my heart in my chest.
I mean, we've all quit. I mean, and if you think about it, this is a panel that's experts because I quit my job. Keysha quit hers, and Kev quit his. Keysha, what would you say about the quitting your job part? At what point should an entertainer quit their job?
I think my whole thing is have a plan. You know, like it has to make sense at the point. Like you don't just say, oh, "I want to be a comedian, I want to be an actress," and I quit my job. Like, no, you quit your job when I believe when it gets in the way of your craft, and whether that is you are too tired, or whether that is I remember I ended up. It's so crazy because I was like, I'm gonna quit this job, and I just wouldn't quit it. I was in LA, right? This is after I was working on my field, so I was just working a bullshit job, right? But it was good hours where, for the most part, I could still audition. And I was like, I'm gonna quit, and I just wouldn't do it. And then I was on a final for attendance, and I had a commercial, and it always ended up working. I had one late day where I went in at like 2:30 to 8, and the other days was like 5 in the morning to 11. So I got off early enough I could still do what I need to do.
Right.
It always worked out with my auditions. If I had a later audition, it was on a day I got off early. If I had an early audition, it was on a day I went in late. So this particular time I was on final for attendance. I had the audition. It was for Google. I was like, who wants the audition? So I came to work late. My manager like, had the nerve, had the audacity, the caucasity, okay?
Oh,
the next 2 days later, I got a call back for the commercial, and then I ended up I called in to work all together because the call back was like, no, I think I left work early. It was at like 10 o'clock. So I went in at 5 a.m. I left work early. Then I booked the commercial, and I called in, right? And so I still showed up to work the next day. Like, he's like, can we talk to you in the office? And here's the thing: the week before I was in church. No, the week after. So then I go in the office. I turn my badge in, and they like the white lady kind of scared. She think I'm DRA, and I'm like gladly giving her the badge. I'm texting my fucking like, who up? Right? Because I felt like I needed to do that, and that was a weight that needed to come off of me. And then I was in church the next week. My pastor was like, I had tuned out for it, and I ain't gonna hold y'all. But I came back to when I heard, like, you know, basically some of y'all standing in the way of your own plans. And he was like, some of y'all, God told you to quit that job, but you want to do it, so he's going to fire you. And I was like, oh, shit, that's specific, right? Yeah. So I think that once it stands in the way, like, now I can't audition, or I can't take this call back, or I can't go book this commercial, which is going to make me $35,000 for doing 2 hours of work versus working a day here, then I got to let this job go. So I think definitely have a plan. I think if you know you want to do, you know, comedy, acting, anything in entertainment, save your money. Start doing that now. And yeah, I think it's when it makes sense and you feel like the time is right. Let anybody push you into it, but also don't hold yourself back. I see so many people who are talented, but they are so scared to let go of that 9 to 5 because it's in a sense a security blanket. It is. In a sense, because you can get let go from there anytime, right? But it's this security blanket. But you gotta step out on that faith, and you gotta take risk. Literally, I you know, it sounds cliche, but no risk, no reward. In this industry, you have to take that risk. Like, so I encourage, you know, everybody, but do it when it makes sense, and do it when it's, you know, you don't want to step out there and then you struggling because now you gotta get on stage and be funny, and you shit, I don't know, I'm paying my rent this month. You hungry? Yeah. So you know, do it when and some stuff you can, you know, comedy is at night, so you can kind of still work your day job. You know what I mean? Again, you're gonna be putting in a lot of hours and tired, but it may not necessarily interfere right away. So make those connections. You know, get to the point where it's like, okay, I can let this job go, and I can still survive. And yeah, it's gonna be a struggle in the beginning, but you can still survive, and then it's going to get better. Like, that's the thing. If you get past that little stage, then it's gonna get better.
So okay, here we go. So Kev, you quit your job, you doing comedy. Struggle moment. Give us a struggle moment.
A struggle moment?
Yeah. What was the day when you was like, you know what? What am I doing today?
This happens only when you're struggling. Like,
you rubbed your eye. He rubbed his eye, y'all.
Like, everyone knows you broke if your Netflix get cut off. Like, I mean your account.
I'm on somebody else's account.
That's what I'm saying. So when you give me your account, you got all these 5 people.
Other people on your shit.
Yeah, people using my account.
They in the group chat talking about
no, they called me. No, they didn't call me at all in the last 2 years.
They had you in the group chat.
You ain't got $15.99. Like, nigga, you ain't got $15.99. That's why you're on my shit. Shut up. Cash at me or help me out.
Right.
So we can finish watching
Damn. So that was a real struggle moment. I gotta give you something for that. Hold on. This is what you were saying.
Everyone knows they like, damn, Kev doing bad.
If your Netflix get cut off, hold on, listen, y'all. If the Netflix get cut off, not the net to the flicks.
Yeah, man.
I'm saying that, and shout out to Danny Redwine, my homegirl, because I'm on her Netflix account. It's real quick, funny segue. I feel like it's rude to make your own profile on somebody else's Netflix account.
Not only do I have my own profile, I saw somebody else have a profile. That's my daddy. I was like, okay.
Hold on. My niece makes her own profile on it though, so I don't have one. So I'm watching Danny or her son TJ or Sophia, who is only for kids. So interesting segue.
I had all my ex logins.
Come on, man. Yeah.
You like shit? What you been over there watching with that bitch? Oh, y'all watch? She weak as hell. She watching Good Girls.
I definitely. If I see any fucking female show popping up, like,
That's funny. Okay, Keysha, struggle moment where you was like, you know what?
The first time when I went out there, when I decided to come back, I couldn't get some Cold Stone one day. I was like, well, listen to my Cold Stone, it's time to go. I can't be a grown woman. I can't go, like, and then I think, let's see, when I came back, let me think, struggle moment.
Well, you know, people doing good. This has been taking some real deep thought for y'all. Y'all like,
we blessed, you know what I'm saying?
You like,
Because I feel like I didn't have any super, like, when I came back, that's when I was like, oh, I know this is real. This is what I'm supposed to be doing anyway. Because I feel like I didn't have any super struggle moments. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm balling by no means. But I was like, oh, shit, I can do everything. You know, I can do
right.
It was 1 month though. I did not have my rent, right? I had my rent, and I was like, I don't know. That's not like a contradiction after what I just said.
It's okay. It's okay.
Right.
She had bought a double
scoop.
scoop.
For some reason, I wasn't really stressed, right? And I was like, ooh, I got to pay this rent. And I had booked this Bank of America print job, and I had never done a print job before. So when you do like a commercial or TV film, whatever, if it's non-union, you might not get a check for a month and a half, 2 months. If it's union, they have like 2 weeks to pay you, right? I didn't know print. Them niggas handed me a check when I walked off set. And the check was like, I want to say that print job might have been like $2,000 or something like that.
We like
so
it.
It was like, this was like the night of, this the third. By the fourth, you're going to get a notice in here though. This was the third. I was like,
look at God.
This was exactly what I needed. Went straight to the depositor from my phone. Went and wrote my little check out, dropped it in the box. Like, $11.59, I'm still good.
You say doop doop, Cold Stone, I'm on the way. A little double scoop today. That's what's up. And I think that's so pivotal because you're gonna struggle, like you said, because I'm gonna tell you, my car got declined at dinner. And I was embarrassed. I had a couple more cars I could use, but I cashed out my 401k when I left my job. The money was coming at midnight. It was like 11:42. So I told her, hold on, let me look for some cards. So I'm looking, because, you know, like with the state, one thing I will say about the state of Michigan, shout out to Big Gretch, is that if you're supposed to get paid on Friday, you usually be having the money on Thursday. So I'm waiting. I'm like, God, because my homegirl's like, you got it. I'm like, no, I can pay for a burrito. I got some burrito.
You be mad. You get mad at everybody else.
You be like, they're like, we got you. I said I could get my own damn burrito. And sure enough, 12:02 it went through. So I was feeling good.
We gonna sit here for another 22 minutes.
I need some more chips while you waiting, boo. I'm looking for the car, girl. I'm fumbling, I'm sweating, I'm looking like, please, anybody. But it worked out, so I was thankful. Numb your home. Okay, so you are listening to the Retired Hood Rat Podcast live on Detroit is Different. Make sure you tap in with Detroit is Different. Follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, and make sure you go to Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music, and look for Detroit is Different Retired Hood Rat Podcast like that. And you can listen or watch rather every Monday live on YouTube, Comedian T-Barb. And don't forget, on Thursdays is when the new episodes drop. So go listen to all of our previous episodes as well as our new episode right here. And if you want to keep up with me, you can go to my website, www.tbarb, TBARB is tbarfunny.com and see where I'm going to be at, what's going on. If you want to advertise with us, tbarbentertainment@gmail.com. Thank you to Loving in Our Purpose Home Health Agency, one of our major sponsors, as well as Al-Kibalan Village. It takes a village, y'all. So make sure that y'all go see them.
So crispy on this radio stuff. You made for this.
That's what they said. I'm like a crackhead that don't do crack. I'm over here. I'm over there. I'm selling hot dogs.
Like you gotta memorize like a commercial.
Now, question. We are in studio with Kevin Johnson. Let me give you some stuff. Yeah. Okay, that one don't work.
Right. Thank you.
And Keysha E, look, she got a good one. I don't got gunshots. That's close to gunshots. That's somebody's car alarm going off. They just got broken into in the studio. And we are talking about entertainment with the do's and don'ts. Question. Somebody keeps saying, listen, shout out to everybody live on TikTok. DD keep talking about hot dog time. So they making fun of my new little video I just made.
Oh, yeah.
Segue, right? Real quick, you know I love to segue because I got that ADD so bad. So I just did a hot dog event this morning. Shout out to the SEIU union. They have me every year. My worker could not work, so me and my son did the job.
Okay.
I have never been recognized as much as I was today.
That's amazing.
It's unbelievable. No, it's not amazing because why when I'm looking cute, walking around, don't nobody know it's T-Bar. The minute I'm greasy, what you want on your hot dog? You want onions, relish? Is that you, T-Bar? No, bitch. It's Delicious Dogs, lady. No. They are like, that's you. You sell hot dogs too? Yes. Would you like a cheeseburger? Do you want a cheeseburger? Now get out my line. So thank you to everybody who recognized me today. But listen, when you see me out doing something flat, like grab with the top off the car and all that, say that's T-Barb, okay? The same way you did today when I was serving your ass like a fast food worker, okay? Because I do serve fast food. Moving on. I had to segue that. So, and we'll start with you, Kev, because you here and Keysha is in California. Do people need to leave their hometown to make it?
Which I guess if your goal is to be a traveling comic, yeah, you can't just do it in your place. You gotta build your fan base and build them networks up there. Like when you start to travel, and people that you've done shows with, 5 years ago, they may start having their shows in a couple years. So now you got a place that you built with this networking that you can come back to in a couple years and perform with. My homegirl, Latoya Tennille, down in Memphis, she has her own comedy club now. You know what I'm saying? The first Black-owned comedy club in Memphis.
That's what's up. We got to give her something.
Shout out to Latoya Tennille down there, man. I'm going to be able to go down there and perform there. So, yeah, you got to get out there and start making your ways. You can't, and plus, people really have their kind of favorites in the city. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you want to get out and represent for your city. That's all you got to do. So that's what I was saying.
Now, I mean, move.
Oh, move? I don't necessarily say you have to move. Now, of course, you like if you go out to LA or New York, where those, maybe Chicago too. I don't know, but those are places where it's high volume comics, stuff like that. So if you want to go out that type of jungle and fight there, that's fine. But no, you can start going just to other cities and build your shows right there. Tony Roney kind of told me, he was like, you could just find yourself 13 places that'll book you once a season, and then you'll be working for all 52 weekends. You don't have to, I gotta go out to New York to make it. All you gotta do is go out and roll beat for the year. All right, then they'll bring me back to feature this weekend. All right, then next time they're gonna bring me back to headline. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and do your work. Bet on yourself. I honestly feel like bet on yourself. Now, whether you want to go out there, to other places and stay there, that's fine. Because I'm gonna keep name dropping my people. I love my people, man. Shout out to my homegirl Genevieve and Marcus Olin, who was on
Getting Off season 1 with me. Yeah.
They out in Austin right now killing it. In front of the Joe Rogan and Kill Tony and stuff like that. You gotta be anywhere you go, just bet on yourself.
And shout out to, Boss Lady 105 says no. What do you think, Keysha, especially since you already about this joint?
I don't think that you necessarily have to leave in order to make it. I don't think that that's like, hey, you don't leave the city, you're not going to make it. I do think that if you go to certain places, such as like in LA or New York, then you do give yourself more opportunities. So like if I do, like I did 3 shows since I've been here, right? Great shows, amazing shows. I love my city, best shows ever. However, if I do 3 shows in LA, the people that are in the crowd and the audience in LA are not necessarily here. So I do a show in LA and it's a casting director from Insecure, like, oh shit, I want to bring her in audition, right? And this literally happened, right? Or I did a show, or even just things like the Netflix festival. Like that was a good look where I was able to be seen by a lot of people, and I got the opportunity because I'm an LA comic, if you will, and people there know me. So I do think that also.
Lay it on out there.
I
trying to find the right way to say it.
No, because I don't think you have to leave by no means. I think if you're great at what you do, I do think this. I think that if you're in another city outside of LA, Chicago, or like a Chicago, New York, and the goal is to be great. Let's all be honest, right? I think you have to be really fucking great. And I think you can be in LA and still be working towards being really fucking great, but still get opportunities and still get noticed. I think also depends on your goal. So like I love comedy, but I act, right? And so I want to have like my own sitcom. I want to do comedic acting as well. So when I'm in LA, I'm in a position again to be seen by casting directors, executive producers. You know what I mean? I do a show at Laugh Factory and Kevin Hart pops in. So right then and there, that can be an opportunity. You know what I mean? Or I was in Tyler Perry's movie, and so he comes sometimes to class and just sit in. He'll be sitting in the back, not saying shit, just watch it. You know what I mean? A lot of casting directors do that. A lot of agents do that, and I think that because then that takes the bulk of the work off of you. Getting an agent and getting a manager who is in LA or New York and really in the middle of the industry and the business, and so they can guide you and they can kind of put you in rooms that I wouldn't necessarily never put myself in if I stay in Detroit. So I don't think that's like, shout out to comedian CP, that's my dog, I love CP. And I remember watching him do like his videos here, right? And so now CP's in LA and I'm seeing the trajectory, like how his shit is taking off, not because LA made him better by no means. He was funny as fucking Detroit, but now he's in around a circle of people who are in a position to then I don't want to say that they're elevating his career, but you get what I'm saying? Like,
no, absolutely.
He's one of the best fucking talent agencies in LA. So the opportunities that they're going to be able to plug him to are opportunities that he would not have necessarily been able to grab hold of until it's almost like this. In another city, I think you have to almost wait for somebody to get hip to you in a sense. Versus if you're in LA, I put myself in front of you. You ain't got to know who the fuck she is. But when you come to the improv tonight, you're going to end up finding out who she is. Oh shit, who's this girl? That kind of a thing. So I think, and it may help to make it come along faster in a sense, if you will. But I don't think that you have to leave by no means. I also think it depends on what your goal is, So that's my take on it.
That was a very good take, I think, because I don't think I've ever. I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50. Go ahead.
Not necessarily with comedy, but with acting also. The caliber of training you can get in LA versus Detroit. Like when I was here, they took my goddamn money. I went to John Casablanca. Took my money, okay? I still want my money back, John Casablanca. They wasn't teaching me shit.
What is that? Acting class?
It's acting, it's like in, I think, Canton, I want to say. Okay. Or whatever. When I got to LA, my first acting coach, shout out to Tasha Smith, Keysha.
I want to take her class.
I love Tasha. I remember, this was a struggle. I didn't have money for class. I just disappeared. She hit me one day like, where you been? I ain't seen you in a while. And I didn't want to say it. And I was just like, I'm just, getting some things together. We talked for a little bit. She was like, I'll see you on Tuesday. I was like, huh? She's like, I'll see you Tuesday. I was like, oh, no, I probably won't be back in class for maybe like a month or so. She was like, why? I was like, well, right now I'm trying to just get everything settled. I don't have the money. She was like, did I mention money? I'll see you on Tuesday. So I get to class Tuesday and I'm talking to her and I was like, well, okay, this class, this month. Or she was like, did I give you a time? However long you need this? Because she's like, I see something in you and I believe in you. And I've been you. She's like, I used to sleep on the day she closed floor. You know what I mean? So don't worry about the money. You come to class, right? And she's like, there's so many people I let go home. I can't help everybody. I can't coach everybody for free. But so anyway, I say this to say, when I got there, I remember the agent. He was like, what is this? Take this off your resume. So like,
Really?
He told me take that off my resume and work on my staff.
Okay, those was the two main things. Okay.
And I didn't want to do it. He was like, you like having a mustache? And I was like,
I just want to be me. Yeah.
That's who I am. But the caliber of training that you can get when you go there and you go to like Ivana Chubbuck or you go to a Leslie Kahn or you go there and you go to what's his name? Gosh, his name is escaping me right now. Really, really, really great acting coach. Coaches like everybody, Halle Berry, all the people. It gives you just a better. You're able to get a better caliber of training. I'll say.
Right.
So, and that's just with acting. With comedy, it's not different. They have comedy classes and stuff. But I think with comedy, it's like I don't know that I didn't take classes in a sense. I know that there are classes to take, but I'll just say that like that's a benefit of if you do go to someplace.
Oh yeah, location. Yeah.
Now it's funny you said that because first off, we were looking at Tasha Smith's class. I know she has these 3 teachers now that because we went on her site and she has some virtual stuff, I guess, due to the pandemic, or you can come in. And I was out specifically her class because with one of the I went to Las Palmas. So a friend of mine, Mike Larson, who's a Hollywood writer, this right before the pandemic set up a meeting with these casting directors. Trust me, I was like, oh, I am just not ready for this, right? So I come in the first day with all this extra, black girl glamour, all this shit. And they're like, well, we like it a little more plain because we want to envision you as the character we want, not, because I'm thinking, the more shit, the better.
Right.
So the next day I come back because I met with one casting director. He set up for 2 different ones, only because he's won an Emmy and all this stuff or whatever, right? So I go back the next time, much more toned down. But I realized I didn't know anything about going into a real studio. And luckily it wasn't like a general casting call. They didn't even have a role for me. He just wanted them to meet me, right? They're personal close friends. So that was so helpful. And one of them suggested, first off, for the networking, that you get into these classes because these are working actors. Then, like you said, Tasha Smith, whoever the coach is, knows you. It just gives you a few more people to know because sometimes it's saying who you know, and also just you need the training.
And LA is so much who you know. So that's another thing. You have an opportunity then to be around, and that doesn't mean big brag, don't mean hop on somebody's train and nothing like that. But if you organically meet somebody. I was at the fucking grocery store, met my ex, and we get to have a conversation. He's like, "Here's my number, whatever." I was at the dime and met Dion Cole, and he's like, you know what I mean. So if you organically meet people who are like willing and wanting to help, you're in that place where that happens. I'm not gonna meet Dion Cole at Coney Island, right? Okay,
you gonna meet Dion and Cole.
Right.
You gonna meet Dion and Cole, but it won't be Dion Cole.
Yeah, so it gives you an opportunity to be in that space because it's so much of who you know. Networking is so important. And then, like you were saying, when I got out there, I didn't know anything. I didn't go to school for theater, right? But I ended up when I first quit my first job, another job I told you I got fired from. That was in my field actually, and I started working as a background actor on ER, right? And Angela Bassett was on that season, and so I was literally handing her a scalpel, right? I was always position myself like, hell yeah. But I learned so much just from watching her. She would come to class sometimes because Tasha was working at the time on Why Did I Get Married? So she'd have guest coach come in, and one time it was Angela Bassett. So it was like,
wow,
I'm not gonna get trained from,
right.
You know what I mean?
And like, Angela just gonna walk in, the highest paid black actress.
Yeah, I learned so much just from being on stage. I didn't have no lines. I was literally background. Sometimes I was a patient in the bed, fucking.
Who coached y'all at Casablanca?
Right.
Who coached y'all at?
Right.
Hold on. We don't have no shots for him, but guess what we got? A drum beat.
I learned so much because I realized I didn't know what back to one meant. I didn't know what on a bail meant. I don't know what any of these things mean because I hadn't been in that atmosphere. So even though I had no lines, I was able to learn and take in so much just from being like on set. So I think that there are benefits to it. I don't think you have to by no means. And again, everybody's situation is different. You might have family here, and that might not be ideal for you, or you just may not want, to move. But I do think that there are some benefits to it. I'll say that.
And I think it depends. What we just learned from you is it really depends on your goal and what you want to do. Because some people, what I tell people about success, everybody is not going to be What's my favorite one? Steve Carell. Everybody's not gonna be Steve. Everybody's not gonna be Kevin. Everybody's not gonna.
Yeah.
Some people are going to be successful in that they can make the same money they would have made at their job doing what they love. That's why I tell people, and they're happy because I was happy as a social worker, but it's one of those things that drains you. Being protective service and foster care, and it's draining you. I'm watching my back. You be taking people kids. You don't know what's gonna happen. Even though I've never, and I stand by that, I've never taken anybody's kids. I didn't absolutely have to. Like I've really risked my career where I'll be looking at the news like, I hope that ain't my family, type of thing. But it does. It depends on your end game, and if you want a certain outcome, you have to put yourself in the best position. What you think,
I don't think
Kev?
you have to stay there either because I'm really at a point where I'm getting ready to leave LA. Like I'm like,
Where you gonna move?
but I'm not sure yet. I was thinking Texas, but I know I was having a conversation with one of my homeboys who lives in North Carolina, and he's like, yeah, I just built a 5-bedroom house. X, Y, and Z. He's like, I come to LA when I need to come to LA, but he still has those connections there. So it's like good to kind of be there, get in that mix, and then you don't have to necessarily stay there because cost of living is high as hell. And then he comes in when he needs to come in. He got enough connections where he can still be there and still get the phone calls that he needs to get. And he's like, he does a lot of college tours anyway, or college shows, and it's good money into college shows too. So it's just really
But you've been there to meet, like you said, to meet the people, to make the connections, and to establish yourself. Kev, what would you say?
Um, what was the question again? like, man, I don't.
I would, okay. No, we were talking. I know earlier you had went off into going somewhere else. Okay, let me ask you this: do you see yourself moving to another city to further your career?
If I have to, once again, my goal is to be more of a writer, which you can write, you know, from anywhere. I mean, of course, there are, once again, other opportunities, like you said, in Chicago, LA, Atlanta is another one.
Yeah.
Everyone goes to Atlanta, New York, but yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to leave for what I want to do. Like I said, in my goal. Once again, like I said, if I could just make sure, I think what you said there is for me. If I could live the life that I wanted to live with doing what I do, then I made it. I don't have to be a Netflix comic where everyone sees me. Like I said, if I can get 13 clubs that'll pay me every time I want to come out there, not do sets, or 13 to 26 clubs and just do weekends there, I know I'll be working. I'll have my Monday through Friday, be Monday through Thursday, pretty much. I will happily do that. Just travel doing that, and I'm good with that.
And smoking weed. Say
You
that.
know,
Long as we can smoke weed. You guys are tuned into the Retired Hood Rat podcast on Detroit is Different with your girl, comedian T Barb. Make sure you tune in live every other Monday on YouTube, comedian T Barb. You can also hear us on all platforms each and every Thursday, well, every other Thursday. Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music. Don't forget, if you want to advertise with us, tbarbentertainment@gmail.com, or you can go over to my website, www.tbarbisfunny.com. The time be going so fast. Kev, where are you going to be next? How can they follow you? How can they find you? And real quick, Sonic Soul Lounge said, great show and topic, #Motor City Rock Star. And shout out to Kyrie Frazier, the owner and CEO of Detroit is Different, who says T-Barb always giving game.
So today is Thursday. So today I'll be at the
You so smart.
Hammer and Nail downtown off Woodward. And then tomorrow I will be on Friday. That is, I'll be at the Independent Theater in Hamtramck. And you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, all the same thing. It's Kev, ITSKEEVVV. That's 1K, 2 E's, 3 V's.
Okay, we'll ask you that another time. We ain't got no time because I want to know how you came up with that mixture. And Keysha E, what you got coming up? How can they watch you, support you, and follow you?
Of course. So I am finishing up the My Edible Kicked In tour. We have, I think, 3 more days left. You can go to my page. I have all the information there. I'll be back in LA in the meantime doing shows. I'll be at the Soho House on the I don't know the dates. I'm not gonna lie to you that right now. But if you go to my page, I literally post everything. I also be doing Keep Your Distance, which you live streams. You can watch that from anywhere on the 26th. And then T-Barb just killed it. Keep Your Distance. And then yeah, everything I post normally on my page, it's Keysha.e, ITSKEYSHA.e. I do have my series that I just finished shooting, Peace in the City.
You get some air horns for that, girl.
Come on.
It's a comedic series loosely based on my life, which hopefully should be out very soon. I have to talk to the editor. But if you're familiar faces in it, comedian CP is in it, Michael Collier is in it, BC Kingsley is in it. Is that my watch going up? Yeah. So, and then also my season 2 of Black Crowd LA, which is on Kev on Stage streaming app, that will be out probably in October. But again, I post everything on my page.
That's that black girl magic.
Somebody's auntie every Wednesday.
Come on, man.
And look at you, get all your rub. What you say? Hold on, here we go. So here we go. Oh no, that was the wrong one.
Right,
I didn't mean to do that one.
That was a tomato, not a roll.
I was trying to do a little, a little dance. Everybody dance for Keysha. Now you gotta dance, Kev, with the beat. Here we go. Oh, we dancing. Auntie, auntie.
Right.
Auntie, And you know me, this is my auntie dance. I'm with the snake. And roll back. You gotta roll back with it. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to everybody who listens live, including Biggs. Sometimes I can't pronounce what y'all say, but you know what it is. Biggs, great show. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you for listening in. I'll be back the Monday after next. If you want to catch me, don't forget my next big thing. First off, I'm on Keep Your Distance this Friday, which will be the next day if you listen on Thursday, tomorrow. So make sure you go get the tickets. Please, big ups. Please. I need you to go to Keep Your Distance. Get the tickets. It was she was in the front. And it was a good show from beginning to end. So I am so thankful. Shout out to Kev on Stage. Truly a class act for the way that he treats everyone and putting us on. So we appreciate that. August 31st, Detroit House of Comedy. I need you guys. The tickets will be up soon. I just talked to them. I need you guys to go get tickets for that. T-Barb and friends, we're going to be doing every last Wednesday of the month. They gave me a night, y'all.
Come on.
So we're going to be in a bit. Hold on, give myself something.
Yeah, give it to yourself now.
Little Heartbeat. Yeah. Shout out to Ronnie Chanel, who has identified me as an overuser of sound effects.
Too much power. That's what it is.
So that's what it is. It's your girl, comedian T-Barb. I am T-Barb. Also retired Hoodrat mornings, both on Instagram and then comedian T-Barb on TikTok. If I don't get in trouble again, because I stay on trouble on there. Thank you guys so much. Give it up for our guests one more time. And we out, Mitches, because I think somebody else coming up next. It's free. Bye, y'all.